I'm Sandy.
And I'm Barney.
Welcome to BarSan Homestead.
Today we want to talk about our Cubic Mini. We have the Grizzly model, the big one, installed in our camper here. And our camper has about 8.5 R value for insulation in it.
The camper is also 22 feet long by 8 feet wide, so it gives you a bit of an idea of the floor space that the little Cubic Mini will have to heat up.
When we got up and came outside and had a look, well, we looked out the window at the thermometer. It was minus 14. It's minus 10 right now. Inside the camper actually was minus 15 in the camper because of the cold weather we had gone through in the last week or a week and a half.
Yeah, it was down by about minus 40. We went through some serious cold temperatures, I think like a lot of people did.
Yeah.
But the cold temperatures are still staying inside the camper.
So we want to do a review on the little Cubic Mini today.
When we were doing our shopping for our Cubic Mini, we looked at some reviews, and some of them were really good. We were really impressed with them, but there was a couple that were really negative. And we thought, rather than take people's words for it, let's let the Cubic Mini speak for itself. And so that was part of the idea behind this today. So we feel it's a little bit extreme temperatures. Minus 15 is pretty chilly.
Like we were talking about, not many people are going to go camping at minus 15.
No, they're not. But we want to let the wood stove run. We do have a little eco fan that we're going to put on it.
Yeah.
Later, we are probably going to turn on our fantastic fan once we're comfortable with the temperature at the higher levels in the room.
Yeah, the floor is going to be cold for a while. So once we have the upper part warm, then we will turn on our fantastic fan and start heating the bottom. The one thing we want to mention is, if you can just picture in your mind, minus 30 for a week, the thermal mass in there is an ice cube right now.
Very cold.
Very cold. And so we're going to keep the little stove running wide open, both drafts. It has 2 drafts on it. And keep them both wide open and just chugging away, and you'll get to watch the whole thing. We'll keep track.
Probably every hour, something like that.
Yeah.
We'll come back and check it. We had homemade fire starters, and they froze. They don't light when they're frozen.
Yeah.
And the little Bic lighters, they don't work when it's really cold either, so who knew? But anyway, so we've had to warm those up. We've got them stuffed in our jacket pockets to try and warm them so that they'll start. We just did have the gas detector. It's going off in there, and so you're going to hear some beeping. We're sorry about that in advance.
And you might hear the generator in the background because I'm going to be charging the battery up.
Yeah.
Once we cleaned the roof off, the sunlight got to the solar panel, and of course it's trying to charge the battery, and the gas detector is telling us the battery's low.
So anyway, anybody who has an RV knows about those kind of things. So
they probably go camping in the summer.
Probably. Anyways, we're really looking forward to this.
Yep, we've been in some cool temperatures with it, and we know it works.
So let's get started on our review.
Yeah.
And we'll take you inside now.
Okay.
Well, Barney's starting the generator. I just wanted to show you the windows, just so you can get an idea. Everything's covered with frost. The door, the lights. It's really chilly right now, and has been. You're going to notice as Barney is breathing that his breath is showing very well in here. It is very cold. I did add this thermometer just about half an hour ago, and it's not down to the same temperature. The other thermometer has been in here the whole time, so this one's only showing minus 10. And it's about
Still frosty?
Yeah.
In here, we're going to put the little eco fan on there and let it get warmed up. It's even cold to hold on to. We're not expecting a miracle here, but we want to give the Cubic Mini a real test and see what it does on its own. When I was growing up, my parents, as near as I can remember, always had a wood-burning stove of some sort right back and right through until I actually moved out of the house. And with Sandy, her parents had a fireplace or something of the same sort. So we've been around wood burning appliances or heaters for a good portion of our life. We also used to, my dad and I used to log firewood and then produce it into cut and split and delivered it that way. And in some years there was a very high volume of wood sales. And other years, we just did it as kind of a fill-in between jobs or something like that. So just wanted to kind of mention that we do have a background with wood. The little stove is really designed for, as near as I understand, boats, RVs, small cabins, small spots, small places. Could be a room you're trying to heat, anything like that. But we just got to keep in mind, as we look at the Cubic Mini, it's not designed to heat a house. So if it's not designed to heat a house, it doesn't hold the amount of wood that a household fireplace or wood stove would hold. Actually, it didn't burn as hot, that wood, as the completely dry stuff. So it would have burned even hotter quicker and did even, probably would have warmed it a few degrees faster than it actually did. One other thing we wanted to mention, which I've seen people make the air with on a wood stove, and that is, we didn't say, but we took our Cubic Mini and we set it on top of a barrel, I'll call it, and we put on 2 lengths of pipe that came with it, and then we burned it on high for about 4 hours outside. Kept feeding the wood in and just burned it, and that is to cure the paint on it. If you wait or don't burn it hot enough outside and you put it into your room or your cabin or your camper or your boat, and then you get it hot in there, it's quite a stink that can come off of the paint. But when you burn it outside in the wide open and just let her buck there for a full hour or 4 hours and get it good and hot, you will actually see the paint smoking on the stove, and it cures it right on, and it's good to go after that. Then we installed it. Oh, we learned that the hard way. Yeah, and the last thing I wanted to mention was the burn time. Today in our test, we let the stove run wide open the whole time. But we have lived in it at -10 to -15, and that stove kept us snugly warm in there, and we left the furnace on, and at night, if we didn't happen to get up for anything or whatever, then if by chance it ran out of coals, the furnace might kick in once or twice. But even at that temperature, we stayed really warm in our camper. Nothing came anywhere near freezing. It was not that cold. And the burn time, when we turned the stove down at those temperatures, one draft will be completely shut, the other one would be about halfway, I would say, closed. And we wound up with 3 to 4 hour burn time when we were burning a little bit of spruce. And the spruce and the pine are almost the same burn time exactly. Pretty much the same tree. So it's 3 to 4 hour burn time on it when it's turned down, and it really does a good job for what it's designed for.
Just doing firewood for the Cubic Mini.
Doesn't take long, but this will last quite well.
Yeah, we've only been at it for maybe half an hour, something like that. So we got 3 of them totes full. I'm a little bit early on this next one. We're almost 15 minutes, or a little over 15 minutes early. So it's about 2:45. We are at, I don't know if you can see that, but it is 68 degrees Fahrenheit and 21 degrees Celsius. The humidity is at 50%. So we're just about right up to temperature, but the floor is cold because all the heat rises, of course. So we have put the thermometer, the big thermometer, down here on the floor, and it's showing, I think it's actually dropping because I only just moved it about 10 minutes ago, but it's showing about 15 degrees Celsius. So what we're going to do, the Cubic Mini has shown that it can heat the space very well. We just want to give it some help at this point in time, and we want to turn our ceiling fan on to see how warm the floor gets. So that's blowing down. There was still tons of coals and very far from going out, but I just added a bit more. And the drafts are still wide open. So we'll come back in a little bit here and see how the floor temperatures warm up. So we're at 320, and the temperature, again, I don't know if these are showing up well, but it's about 73 degrees Fahrenheit or 23 degrees Celsius, and the humidity is reading at about 44 to 45%. On the floor, the thermometer cooled off a little because I had only just put it down here on the floor, but I wish I would have put it down here at the start. There's a definite temperature change when I'm kneeling down here. So it's showing +4 on the floor. The fan's still going. It's just on low. And how's our little wood stove doing? So the fan on the top is chugging away real good. And so this has been an hour and 7 minutes on high. We haven't turned it down yet. It's just burning full. It's full hot. So we're just going to stoke it up a bit. We have lots of coals. And we're just going to add some more wood.
You want me to shut the stove?
So I just got some flat pieces. I'm just going to add those in to just get her right filled up. Okay, we're just going to close it up and see how it does. There it goes. It's already kicking in. It is such an awesome little stove. Okay, we'll check back in another half hour or so. I don't think I'm gonna touch that other than just get this in there so it doesn't fall out. Stoke it up a bit and let that burn down a bit. Okay, we still have it on wide open. It could be turned down probably at this point, but we're gonna leave it go just because we want to see how long it takes to get the floors warm. So we'll check back in a little bit again. So we're going to wrap up this review. We're just stoking up all of the coals. Going to pile them all up so they burn nicely. The temperature, let's see here, first of all, what time is it? It's almost 4:45, so 27 degrees Celsius, 80 degrees Fahrenheit. Humidity, humidity's at about 38%. The floor is still chilly, but warming. If we were to carry on, it would warm it, but it's getting late in the afternoon. So we are at +7.
Yeah, the Cubic Mini with the little circulating fan does awesome. But if you can have the fantastic fan on the ceiling working with it, then it just circulates air from the front of the camper to the back of the camper and top to bottom. It works really well. We are really happy with our Cubic Mini.
We are. We would recommend it to anybody.
So with our firewood that we burned in the Cubic Mini, I was thinking about this, and here is a 17-inch block that we would burn in our house stove, and that's about 7.5 inches across, maybe 8 on the fat end here. But what I wanted to explain was with the Cubic Mini, this block here was 17 inches also. And so I cut it twice and made 3 parts to it. Now, each one of these, if I split it, actually fill the Cubic Mini. I can tell just by looking at it, that would fill that little stove up. And so that's 3 burn times right there in one block. We filled it 5 times. And so that equates out to not quite 2 blocks from the wood stove. If we had 2 blocks from the wood stove in the house, the Cubic Mini ran only 5 of these. So if we ran all 6 of them, that still took it from the cold temperature right up to 80 degrees, -15 up to 80 degrees. And the stove was running at maximum. It's had both drafts open. And so it's very economical when you look at it that way, that it burned 2 sticks of, not even, but we'll say 2 sticks of firewood in 5 hours of flat out burn time. So it did really well.
I wanted to thank you for being with us while we did the review on the Cubic Mini.
Yes.
We have been very pleased with its performance.
Yeah, we think it does a smoking job for a little heater. It does really good, and it's nice and easy to clean.
Yeah. We should just let you know that we are not sponsored by Cubic Mini in any way, shape, or form.
No.
We just really were impressed with their product, and we just wanted to share with you how well it works.
Yeah.
And living in northern BC, it's a perfect time in the wintertime to test a little wood stove.
And you guys can be the judge of whether the Cubic Mini is good or bad, but in our books, it's good.
Anyways, we'll see you in the next video. God bless.
Bye for now.